How you going? Lincoln here from Landfish TV. Today I'm out here at the mouth of the Yarra River. So I'm out in the Native Titan 10.5. Nice little pedal drive that's able to keep me up with this current that's coming out of the river and the wind that's pushing me around, so that's great. Oh! So I managed to have a flick of the plastic while I was doing this intro. We got a pinky. This isn't what I'm after. I'm actually after salmon, which generally hunt along this drop off along here to the channel. Ooh. And I've got the plastic on one rod and I've got a hard body on the other rod. Probably goes from about 1.5 meters and then it has a nice drop off and it goes down to like 12 meters on the other side, but it sort of fluctuates where I'm going to be trolling along the edge around 5 meters, and I'm looking for those big bait schools on the Lawrence Sounder, and hopefully I'm going to be able to find the bait schools, find the salmon. Oh, I've got a fish going up on this one. It's only little. Maybe? Yeah, it feels like a little pinky of the hard body. Just want to keep going so I don't snag up the plastic I got on the other side. Current's pushing me all over the place, so just do the old backhand one. So I've got a snook. They're actually pretty common for this little area here. I catch them a fair bit, especially in along the shallow weed beds and everything. If you troll a little hard body or a little plastic, you're pretty likely to pick one of these fellas up around here. Now they are super slimy and super stinky, but they're the poor man's whiting and they actually taste great. I'm not going to keep this one today. Actually only came out here to pick up salmon to make my fish cakes. Oh well, I don't know if you even saw that. I was trying to treat him real nice and just give him a quick lift up and release, but there you go. Let's go catch another one. Fish on, fish on. I reckon this will be another snook. Yep. Like I was saying with the other one, I hooked and brought up next to the boat. They're really slimy and slime stinks a bit, so I want to minimise handling on this fella. It's only just hooked on there as well. There we go. Another one to the hard body. Big eyes, so big predator, big teeth. They just go and smack all the bait fish. Pretty happy with that. We've got this fella dehooked. Hopefully go get another one. I was only just in there, just popped out like that. That's a slide that's all over snooks. It's very gooey. Definitely gonna have to wash the gloves after that one. I know I said I didn't want to handle it too much, and I tried to minimize that, but wanted to show you guys. So that's how it is. Sometimes I have to make sacrifices so you guys can see what I'm doing. So tying an FG knot in the kayak isn't that hard. I've got the rod in the rod holder, and then I'm going to use that to give me some pressure to tie an FG knot. Now, a lot of people fret and don't like the FG because they reckon it's too hard to tie, but I don't find it too hard to tie. It's a pressure knot, so you can pretty much tie it in the wind and anywhere, I've found. In the kayak I got the benefit of having the rod holder there, so I can put it in the rod holder and then I'm pulling back on this and it's got some pressure. If I'm on a pier or something, normally I lean the rod up against something and put my foot on the butt of the rod so I can pull back on the rod, exactly what I'm doing here. So all I do, I tie a little loop like that, pop it in my mouth, tie an FG. There you have it. GoPro probably won't pick up on that too well, but FG not done. See, they're a big clump of weed. Oh no, it's a fish. Pretty sure this is another snook again. Oh, another one around. Oh, it's a little bit bigger. Oh. Yeah, it is a little bit bigger. So, plastic got that one. Whoa, ouch. He's a fair bit thicker and bigger than the other two. A couple of minutes ago I actually saw probably, I don't know, a metre long one. Something around that, because I know they get that big around here. Jump out of the water. So it torpedoed it towards a bait fish and just shot up out of the water. It was actually pretty cool. Had all my luck today on the hard body, so it was a bit of a surprise that I got one on the trial with the plastic. Caught lots on the trial with plastics and by casting plastics, but just, you know, a bit of a surprise. The great thing about the hard body I've got on is it's a suspending lure, so I've stopped but it hasn't sunk to the bottom. It's just sitting there in the same depth of water pretty much that I left it. It's a great thing about suspending lures, whereas if I stop with the plastic, it goes straight to the bottom and might get snagged. So you got the different uses for different lures. You probably noticed that with a hookup on the hard body rod, I'd quickly wind this one in. That's just because it would sink down there and get snagged, basically. Well, let's get it back out there, catch another one. Straight to the jig head, a lot of people tie a loop knot. I don't. I use pretty light gear, so this is only 10-pound leader. So when the line's slack and it's sinking down on the drop, it's not really going to affect it that much. So I don't think it affects the lure much at all with this light line. If I was using something heavier, I would probably tie a loop knot just so the thicker line wouldn't be affecting any action of the lure. So I just tie a direct uni knot just like that. Then bang, good to go. Well, I haven't been able to find the salmon which I thought might be here, because I saw a couple of reports saying salmon were up the top end, and I really thought they'd be here. Unfortunately I haven't picked up any yet. Maybe I will a little later on, fingers crossed. But I have picked up those snook or pike, whatever you want to call them, and a few of them right on the edge, but I've been trolling up a little bit closer, maybe around the 2 metre mark, just on that drop off, and I've been picking them up. So I've picked them up on the plastic and on the hard body, but I'm going to change over to hard bodies on both of the rods so I can hit up that shallow water and specifically target these snook, and hopefully actually targeting them and swapping over to a hard body on both rods will mean I catch a bunch more of them. Anyway, I'm going to change this plastic over to a hard body, then I'm going to troll up these shallow areas and catch some more. Nice little rattle on that. So that's gone on the plastics rod, and I've got a different color on the other rod there, so let's see which one they like more. Oh, you can see that going off. Worked. Love it when a plan comes together. After all that, wasn't a snook. Oh well, at least the pinkies like them. See you later, little fella. Yeah, it feels like another little pinky. Mind you, I probably got that wrong as well. I did get that wrong. The last one I said was a snook, and it was a pinky. And now the one that I thought was a pinky is a snook. At least the plan's working. That's a good thing. He smacked it real nicely. Hopefully I can get that out really easily so it doesn't damage his eye too much. We can get him back in there. But there you go. Plan's coming together. Actually catching some fish. That's unusual. Geez, he really took a hold of this lure. Open your mouth. See you later. Trolling is such a simple way to take your kayak out there and go and catch some fish, because it's a nice leisurely cruise around. You're not going too fast, maybe around walking pace I'm going, which is just a nice slow pedal. I find it great that the pedal drives on this because it makes it so much easier. Oh yeah, that's a bit bigger. Definitely smacked that one. I've been catching them all on that other colour, but this one smacked the blue one. The first one to actually take a proper run. The rod buckled over and said, so I thought he might have actually been bigger than this. Oh. Let's go get another one. Oh, another fish on. Woohoo. Just tap the end of it. Thing about these trebles, as soon as they touch it, they're pretty much hooked on. So if you're fishing with hard bodies, or anything with trebles, you really do need a pair of pliers. Otherwise you're going to get these little hooks inside you, I reckon. So being out here at the mouth of the Yarra, you have a lot of big boats going past, either up the river, going past to the ferries, or boats coming out of the actual warmies and heading out fishing. So you really need to keep your wits about you, because they come flying past, and especially if they're one of the larger boats, you're going to get a lot of their weight come past. So you've got to be listening, and you've got to be looking around to make sure that you're not going to get surprised by a bit of a wake on the boat and end up in the drink. So I don't have to worry about that too much in this kayak because it's just super stable. I'm a big guy, so I'm 6'1" and about 140 kilo at the moment, and I've got no worries taking on those wakes sideways, from behind, or from the front. So I just keep fishing unless it's one of those really large shipping boats, and then I just turn around and I face it head on, just so I can see exactly what's coming and the bow can just go straight through it, pop over it. You just need to watch yourself when you're out kayaking. I've got a nice orange shirt on, which I like to wear on the kayak. At night time I've got a light that I can put on the back with a flag on as well. Don't generally put the flag on it during the day when I'm wearing a nice bright orange shirt and it's nice and flat like this, because boats can generally see it. And as long as you keep your wits about you, you should be safe and not sorry. Well, success. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Little handy hint, just for those of you who want to go out there and try using hard bodies in that area I just went. If you notice that your rod isn't going like this from the lure action and it's stopped, wind it in, because it's got weed on it or it's tangled up. See you next time. Thanks for watching. First fish of the day, and what's it going to be? A tiny bit of weed. Oh, that was disappointing.